Clark here with the Get Your Fix team.
And I'm Marshall, the hip historian.
So we're breaking away from the usual historical tours today because we love the sounds of trucks backing up.
And education.
And education, right. So I'm here with Lucas Mediacar.
Yeah,
I love that. Okay, so I love cool names like that. So I'm the guy at all the cocktail parties that annoys the heck out of everybody because I talk about recycling. But this is a good thing to talk about, and I have with me here a prop which you cannot see because I keep moving it around. And this is going to tell you what you need to do to recycle. And we're going to talk today about the recycling in the city of Phoenix. Huge developments I think I told you about in the past where China no longer takes our recyclable materials. So we've got to do a better job here in the United States about taking care of our recycling. So we're going to tour this massive facility with Lucas. So follow us inside.
All right, let's go.
All right, we're at first stage of a multi-stage process. And Lucas is going to talk to us about what happens when they first drop off all your recycled materials here in this big room behind us. So take it away, Lucas.
Yeah, sure. So this is what we call the tip floor. So the recycling that gets brought in from our residents comes here, very simply gets tipped out of the trucks. And as you can see, there's a truck over there actually tipping the recycling load on the floor.
How many trucks a day?
There's probably 50 to 60. It depends on the day. So any day it could be different. But as you can see, we have quite the volume of material. We're a little bit behind. So this material does move quickly, so it won't be on the floor more than 2 days. But this is the recycle tip floor, just because they're tipping recycling on the floor here.
So this is basically what I put in my bin. It goes in the truck and then gets dumped.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
So this is coming right from a resident's house, tipped here, and then they push it onto the conveyor belt to start the recycling process.
Okay.
Wow, so you can see all the mix of stuff that's out there.
Yeah. So we do a commingled recycling program in Phoenix, like most Valley cities. So you can put your papers, plastics, glass, and metal all in one bin, and then the job of these facilities is actually to sort it back out into the separate commodities and then we sell it.
Okay, and obviously we can see bits of plastic bags and whatnot in there.
So unfortunately, we get a lot of good recycling, but with that comes a little bit of bad recycling. So we have plastic bags, garden hoses, diapers, we get some diapers. None of that stuff is acceptable, so the job here is to pull that stuff out before it gets to the bales.
What about big things like, I don't know, a microwave is all metal. Where does that should go to hazardous waste? Or that should go to this?
No, it shouldn't come here. So any sort of electronics, they can come to our HHW, Household Hazardous Waste events in the city of Phoenix. We do one every month besides the months in the summer. Or they can bring it directly to the transfer station, but not in the curbside or your alley container.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're at pre-sort. So in my opinion, the most important part of the sorting process, as you can see how fast the belts are moving, this is really the job of 4 to 5 workers to pull off any contamination or stuff that was put in the bin that is not recyclable, pull it off the line as quickly as possible. If any of that stuff makes it past pre-sort, that causes major issues with our sorting equipment, our automated sorting equipment. So that could be an example like a garden hose that will get wrapped up around our disc screens and cause the facility to shut down. And that would be something that's not recyclable. So this job here is extremely important to keep the machines running smoothly and to keep the workers safe as well. So you got to think about it this way: is anything that's put in a recycling bin, humans touch. The first part of the process, humans touch. So make sure you're recycling the right things, not only to keep our facility clean, but to keep the workers safe.
So can you speak, while we're still watching this, can you speak a little bit about the importance of our role as consumers to give these guys the best setup? Like, you go to a festival and they have separated recycling, but no one seems to do it well.
Yeah, it's really vital that whether it's residents or attendees of festivals to recycle the right things, because as you can see, there's a split-second decision that's made whether or not something's recyclable. So that they don't have all the time in the world to pick something off the line. So anything that you put in your bin, you have to make sure it's recyclable to make their job easier, but also to make sure we clean up, produce a good and clean material on the back end of the sorting.
They just pull a whole hose.
I know, it's oh my gosh.
They knew I was talking about it.
It's shocking how much stuff we get that isn't recyclable. As you can see, there's plastic bags, there's bagged recyclables. A lot of residents do a good job recycling. They put it all in a bag, tie it, and throw it in, and then unfortunately it doesn't get recycled. And as you can see, the belts change speeds, and they're starting to go quicker. And so they don't have, it's a very tough job. Here's an example of another, what we call soft plastic is not recyclable, because that's going to get wrapped up in the machines. So they're pulling that stuff out. So it's important to recycle the right things, because it makes the facility's job easier, and it also cleans up the product that we produce in the back end.